Go out there, look, beaming in. Uh, my favorite candy. You know, everybody is April 28th. This was my day 7 months ago after I met God. And God handed me the light of God that I said I would stop everything I'm doing and just be with God and plan it before a third of the sun gets blocked out and a third of the water gets poisoned. I met God last year. Anybody out there that met him with me, everybody's going up the site, moving. They shut all their accounts down. They're moving out the way of the war. I know what they're doing. God told me. And some of them spoke ill will of him and were struck dead. God said that night, if you speak ill will of me, I will strike you dead. And I asked him. He said, some did speak ill will of him. I don't see how. When you meet God, I met God. And God said, Armageddon is here. We get sneak attacked by North Korea this year. This is not a drill. This is a fucking emergency. Move out the cities. I met God. God told me after spending like 9, 10, I don't remember, 11, 12, I got it wrote down somewhere, days with him. I kept passing out with so much information, my brain kept overloading. There's a lot of information God was telling me, and it was a lot. It was just a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. I'm found settled into the information now. It's been 7 months, and I still freak out every day that I met God, and God saved me, and told me to move out to cities, and God saved my life. It's a shame. Every human I've told shuns me. I've got a couple friends, and I can't talk to them about it. You know, and I try to, but you can see it upsets them. And I couldn't get anybody to move up here. God said I would die horrifyingly where I was at, a slow, painful death. He showed me the radiation poison around my house that I was living at. He showed me there'd be radiation poison everywhere, right there. He showed me it'd be everywhere. I'd die slow, horrible, painful death. That'd be full of radiation poison up that road where I was living at in Florida. And my best friend lives not far from me. My ex-wife lived not far from me there. She won't come up. Nobody will come up. None of my other friends. People won't come up. They don't believe me. It's remarkable. If they would have told me what I told them, I would have believed them and left with them. Just would have, you know, I would have believed them, you know. I met a guy saying you die slowly, painful, however left down here. He told me to move out the city. Long ago. I met God last year And he handed me the light of God. There's a lot of things that the light of God entails. I can do things like stop a storm, a tornado, in the name of God. Make tornadoes stop if they're coming to my house where I'm at. I can, yeah, I can call upon the angel of the wind, call upon God, and the wind will change. I believe in God. I didn't know if there was a God before. I thought there might be. I thought if there was, that's who I prayed to, and that's who I prayed to my whole life. But I did not know that there was a God. There is a God. And I met him. And he's cool. He's really, really, really cool. All the stuff that happens here on Earth is us. It's a product of us on the planet. For our chance to become love and light and not be evil. We are evil souls from the darkness. We come from the darkness. God mixes love and light in our souls and shoots them from the sun here when them sunbursts come. The souls come. He shrinks them down, small as an atom. And all that radiation that's coming from the sun is us. Particles mixed with souls that come here to seed this planet. They come through Heaven's Gate and they sit in the atmosphere. And when a woman gets pregnant, they beam down into her body as soon as the sperm breaks the egg. There's a clear ring around it, and he's got to break through it. As soon as he breaks through that, that's time of conception. That is time of life. All these doctors that are committing abortion are going to hell. You are going to hell if you're a doctor and you are committing abortions. You will be in hell for eternity. You have to go through the pain and suffering of the souls you put through. That means all the souls that were gonna have a chance here and you kill them. You gotta go through their pain and suffering and the mother and any soul attached to the mother and any soul attached to that soul attached to that soul. The chain could go on and on. You have to go through all their suffering, pain, anguish, all of it. All the little babies that you kill, you have to go through the baby's pain and anguish. That soul, as you were killing it, as you were sucking it out, cutting it out, whatever you do, as you do that and that soul is dying in pain, that soul does feel that. That soul is there. You have to go through all that pain and suffering. If you're an abortion doctor, you are going to hell. You do not ask for forgiveness. You do it every day. You suck babies out of people. You are frying in hell. If you cut babies out of people, yes, it is true. There is a God, and you are going to hell. Yes, it's true. Most lawyers are in hell. Most of all lawyers are in hell. Yes, it is very true. Lawyers are commonly in hell. Most lawyers are in hell. There's a lot of people in hell that you do not believe. I met God last year. God handed me the light of God after spending the week with him, or 10 days, I forget. It's 13, I think. I got it wrote down. He told me at the end of telling me everything about heaven, about earth, about everything, that he is our God, why he does what he does, how he loves his children, how he loves all his children, be it you in hell, be it you on earth, or be it you are angel in heaven. He loves you the same way. He does not take differences. He does not take favorites. He loves all the same way. He told me he talks to his children in hell, and he talks to his children here on earth, and he talks to his children in heaven the same way. He loves them. Even though they're in hell, you cannot be in heaven. You must go to hell if you're bad and you stay evil. And he cannot throw you back out into darkness for your soul to come back through to do the same exact thing. That is exactly what your soul would do. It would do the exact same thing. It would not change. Your soul must know goodness, and your soul must know darkness on this earth to go to heaven or hell. God told me if your soul dies, be it by evil on this planet, and does not know that, it does a backflip and goes right back in the chute and pops back out again as a baby. Your soul must know love, light, and your soul must know evil and darkness on this planet and make its decision which one it wants to choose. Once your soul does that, if your soul dies and has not asked for forgiveness and begged and changed out of your brain, not out of your mouth, your soul is your brain. It has to be out of your mind. You can't just stop killing people. If you still think about killing people, it's not out of your soul. Your soul must be purified to go to heaven. When you die, God told me you can see all your sins carved in your soul. As you're descending up to heaven, in heaven's gate, they're washed off of your soul. And you go to heaven's gate and you're a baby then. With the knowledge you have here, you're a baby. The angels escort you back to him, and we lay on him like a big pillow of love and light. And him and the angels raise us from there. I met God last year. Armageddon is here. America is going to get nuked this year by North Korea. North Korea, Kim is the most evilest soul here right now. This is what God told me. God told me that he thinks we're coming in to kill him like we did Saddam Hussein. Real quick, like in 15 minutes, we knocked out all his communication, and we went in and he had to go live like a dog in a hole, and we found him and hung him and killed him. And that's what he is scared of the most, that he will not be able to fight back. When his communications are gone, he cannot give the orders to attack. So he decided last year to build some palaces by his buddies over there by Russia, right by the border on some rivers, by some little lakes. Two of them, a big one and a small one, and stock it with 300 years of food. His plan is simple, God said. Sneak attack. Cut the head off the serpent, as he says that we are evil and he is not. That's what God told me. He basically prays to the devil. God told me he rapes and kills viciously little 3-year-old boys only. As soon as they can walk is how he likes them. He likes them between the ages of 2 and 3. That's what God told me. The leader of North Korea rapes and kills little boys. He bites them all over their bodies and bites holes in them and beats them and viciously rapes them and viciously kills them as he's viciously raping them. Is what God told me. Or he feeds them poison and watches them die and laughs about it. God told me he loves to feed people the chemicals that make you go crazy and insane. and he watches them slowly die, and he thinks it's funny. God said every time he kills people, he laughs, and he thinks it is funny. God told me he makes Hitler look like a baby to what he's getting ready to do. God told me the angels in heaven referred to Kim Jong-un as the Great War Whore. Yes, the leader of North Korea is terminology in heaven as the Great War Whore, is how he'll be remembered. I wrote a book called The Great War Whore, what God told me about his life, the leader of North Korea. I wrote another book called A Poor Man, Donald Trump's Future, about Donald Trump. And I wrote another book about meeting God called Swagadelic, Halfway to Heaven, Halfway to Hell. They're on Kindle ebooks. You can send me an email at swagadelic5050 at icloud.com, and I will email the books to you for free. That's what God told me. I'm writing other books. I stopped writing about the war. I wrote another book called Sex, Slave, Monster, Zombies. It's about the chemicals that were made, how they were made, who helped him make it, who set him up making it, and how they react to the body and what they make you do. How long they stay, how long they last. They stay for a week, God said. Stay inside for a week when the war starts. God said the chemicals blow like dust in the wind from one end of America to the other. They will blow here where I'm at, he said. I must stay inside for a week and come out on the 8th day, because they does not know where the snowflakes will blow. One could blow my way and land somewhere, and I could walk on it and not even know it. Come home and take my boot off and be insane, is what God told me. They found a way to make it stick, the chemicals that North Korea has. They are going to sneak attack us this year. Armageddon is here. Hold heaven dear. Armageddon is here. That's what God told me. I do not know what God tells you. I only know what God tells me. God tells everyone different things. I know what God told me. God told me to move to a specific location, but he said to tell everyone to move out the cities and they would be fine. Just to move out of the cities. God said Kim Jong has 15 nuclear missiles aimed at New York City and 8 aimed at Washington and 3 aimed at each other city. And he's got over 100 of them. Not all of them will be coming our way, probably about 80. And we'll probably knock down about 60. So 20 will probably get through our defenses when he lays waste to the fleet. And between 20 and 30 nuclear missiles will land in America this year. Between 20 and 30 nuclear missiles will land on American soil. I do not know how many chemical missiles, probably the same, probably 50, because he's got 28,000 chemical missiles, but God said he's only got so many stage 2 rockets to fire them all off with, but he builds them every day, more and more and more of them. He's buying all the parts from China. China is shipping him everything he needs to build stage 2 missiles. China, everything he has is from China and Russia. as what God told me. We get sneak attack this year. Armageddon is here. Hold heaven dear. Armageddon is here. As what God told me. I move where God told me to move. I am living where God told me to live. I am doing what God told me to do. I am not a bad boy anymore, but I still would like to get laid. But I'm not going to lie to anyone and tell them that I did not meet God. And that has been the holdup with me getting laid. I've only gotten laid once since I've been here. And she knows God. And she went back to Tennessee, but she does know God. And she believed everything I said and left and went back to Tennessee, where she's surely probably going to die. She said she would try to get back here, but I doubt it. I'm not going to leave the protection of the angel here in Armageddon land. I'm a spaghetti land. I met God last year, whole heaven dear. God said, all will fear. The great war whore is here. Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, is the great war whore. He can't wait for this. His daddy raised him and schooled him from the age of 9. I was told he can recite the book, The Art of War, backwards and forwards. He knows it by heart, like the Bible, as he is schooled in military tactics. God told me he walks nuclear missiles out to the fleet like dominoes. He fires one and lets it blow up, and fires another one past that and lets it blow up, and fires another one past that and lets it blow up, and fires another one past that and blow up, all the way out to the fleet. So our missiles that knock down missiles can't find the target amongst all the radiation. What God told me he does to get to our fleet, God told me our fleet is still running on World War II tactics. They are not running on today's tactics. Our fleet is grouped together when our fleet should be spread apart. God told me he knows exactly where our fleet is because he buys satellite time from the Russians and he buys satellite time from China. God told me in his bunker when the war starts, he will be watching everything from satellite and he will not tell anyone he's alive and everyone will think he's dead. And he'll live up there with the troops, his elite evil, up there in the mountains towards Russia, on the river by some lakes. They are dug in everywhere around him. They have built bunkers too. There's a small army up there. He took all of his hand-picked elite evil, and their families have been moving up there too. Up in the mountains, they got some small villages that just look like jungle with small villages. And he's got big compounds underneath the ground. A big giant one and a little one. That's what God told me, and his generals and that, his commanders that are in this wedding have little homes underneath the ground like he does. Little bitty palaces they have built underground. And they have everything from little bitty tunnels all the way up to a palace like he's got. All underground. Like in Vietnam. They got them a couple 100 feet underground, all the way to 10, 20 feet underground. They got stuff buried everywhere. 300 years of food, and God told me they have 18-wheeler tanker trucks full of diesel and stuff, painted camouflage, parked in the jungle. All stuff they bought from Russia that comes in the back door, they have put it right there. It has been simple for him to move things from Russia into his spot. It has been simple for him to build it. He used Russian labor, God said, to build it all. And his people come from this way and built it, but mostly everything came from the back door of Russia. Russians are not evil. There's only a few of them that are, and there's evil everywhere in the world. There's probably more evil at other places in the world than in Russia. Russian people are wonderful. Russian people are not evil. They are not the enemy. But God told me it is the politicians and the generals that have been selling him nuclear missiles since the collapse of Russia. There's a handful of them that have control of the nuclear missiles, and the politicians and the ones that do, when they say they just smelling one, they make a dummy nuclear missile and sell the real one $1 billion to him. They sell him a few of them for $1 billion, and he pays it. He's got all his people impoverished working for nothing but to buy missiles. As what God told me. Hold heaven dear. Armageddon is here.